Speaking of have to see, let's move over to a team that has a lot of promise, and that is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You see, one thing that outside of obviously, if you win the Super Bowl, which is the Kansas City Chiefs, they think their goal is to, repeat, just look better at doing it. But every team's goal is to improve off of the year before. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had a really good season last year. They had a surprising season. Surprising because a lot of people, including myself, has had, let's say, tough criticisms for Baker Mayfield and for this Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization, which hasn't been the greatest since the departure of Tom Brady. And a lot of the talking point last year was this is a quote-unquote rehabilitation year, which was last year. Last year, let's say, was a rehabilitation year for Baker Mayfield. There was a lot of people, including myself, I'm not absolved from it, that didn't have much expectation for this team before the season started, because I've seen how Baker Mayfield ended, or I've seen his stint with the Cleveland Browns. I've seen his stint with the Rams. I've seen his stint with the Panthers. It didn't look good. So I was wrong and pleasantly surprised, pleasantly shocked as to how good Baker Mayfield was for the Tampa Bay team. Now, he wasn't good at the end of he wasn't good the last game against the Lions, but still, you go to the playoffs, you beat the Philadelphia Eagles. This team was much better than I thought it would be. And this team got better. Sort of. You get Chris Godwin, who was dealing with injuries last year. You have Mike Evans. You get Sterling Sharp from the Giants. You still have Vea. You still have Levante David. You still have Anton Whitfield. This team is good. But the issue with this team, not issue, let me not say issue, because it's not really an issue. I think the questions with this team is, because you also have Rasheed White, the question is, was last year a fluke? You see, the beauty about all these teams, all these divisions, is there are storylines that are attached to every single one of them. And hopefully by the end of the season, those storylines are complete. Those questions are answered. The question that we have for the Buccaneers is, was last year a fluke? Not just for the team, but for Baker Mayfield, for the coaching staff, this team was a game away from being in the NFC Championship. A game away. Actually, they were a drive away. If it wasn't for a pick from Baker Mayfield, they were a drive away for potentially making it to the NFC Championship. When you have the resume that someone like Baker Mayfield has, I don't think it... How do I say this? One year, I'll say it like this. Let's go back to Atlanta. When we talk about Russell Westbrook. If Russell Westbrook came out next year and shot, let's say 45 or 41% from three, I think fans will look at that like, whoa, hold up. That is just a fluke year. Now, if he does it 2 years in a row, then I think people will say, oh, Russell Westbrook has changed. Russell Westbrook has improved. Russell Westbrook has addressed the one of the issues in his game. He is a legit shooter now. Going back to this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team and specifically Baker Mayfield, we've seen Baker Mayfield at his lowest. And Baker Mayfield's lowest is low. He was widely considered one of the worst quarterbacks in the league at a point of his career. Now, I'm not saying that last year was a fluke. I'm saying those are the questions that are attached to not just the Buccaneers, but Baker Mayfield. And I think if he has a season similar to last year, I think those questions start to get silenced. I think those concerns start to get silenced because like I've done it back to back now. And I think this team has a chance to do that. I don't know if they're gonna get as far as, I don't know if they're gonna repeat and get to the second round of the playoffs or maybe even make the playoffs. I don't know. But they have, Tristan Wirfs. They have a good offensive line. They have great pieces. Mike Evans is one of the best wide receivers in the league. Chris Godwin, both of them are kind of getting up there in age, but they still are productive. Chris Godwin, he dealt with injury all last year. You're hoping that you get a full healthy season from him. Same thing as Sterling Shepard. He most of his career has dealt with injury, unfortunately. You're hoping that he can give you a full season healthy, not being a main target like he was a lot of the years in New York. There's a lot of things that are trending positively and trending in the direction of the Buccaneers having a good season. I think that Atlanta has made better moves, especially with Matthew Judon. I think Atlanta has the best shot, in my opinion, to win this division. But a lot of questions are centered around this Buccaneers team. The main one, in my opinion, was last year a fluke? And a lot of these players, don't get me wrong, they're great. Anton Whitfield is probably the best or one of the best safeties in the league. Vita Vea is one of the best nose tackles in the league. Like, Levante David is still one of the best linebackers in the league. But you lost a bunch of pieces. And Levante David is getting up there in age. Vita Vea is getting up there in age. Whitfield, he's young, but he's still, you know what I'm saying? The biggest question surrounding this team, the Bucs, was last year a fluke? And I think with the pieces around Baker Mayfield, we're going to know if it was or not. I'm under the impression that it wasn't. Now, yes, I was very loud in saying, my doubt, or I was very loud with my doubts with Baker Mayfield, but with all the pieces that he has surround him, I was wrong last year, and I'm hoping not to be wrong this year, because I'm now on the Baker Mayfield is at least a decent quarterback. They paid him I think they gave him a 3-year extension. I think this team is going to be good. This team spells middle of the pack good. I don't think that they're championship caliber. I mean, I did have Chase Edmonds, Rashid White. I didn't realize Kyle Trask was still there. But yeah, I think that the Baker Mayfield, this is a very important year for Baker Mayfield. Yes, I understand he has the bag, quote unquote, and his contract is, I think, guaranteed for another 3 years. But the questions are, was last year just 1 year, or is it a trend? Or is it now going to be the norm? And I think we'll have to see. And I'm hoping that it's, not a 1 year thing. So we'll see. Oh man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.